Righty, we are 100% online. Now we just gotta wait for this Mazepin to... Where would it go in? That's the question. Which channel? Oh, probably driving streams. I think the stream is live because we're getting people in the chat. Fortunately, I cannot see the chat, so we might have to get you on the chat there, Brian.
Yeah, that's okay. I'll keep an eye on the chat.
Cool. Because my iPad and phone don't apparently don't support the live chat. We're readying up, so yeah. Sorry I never introduced it properly. Welcome to the stream, everyone. Hope you guys are going to enjoy the stream. It is potentially, pretty much the title deciding stream here in Portugal, as Kieran could wrap up the Division 1 Championship for the drivers, but obviously anything can happen. I'm here today with Paranoid as a very special guest.
Hello guys.
And we are here today to bring you the Portuguese Grand Prix here at Formula V.
Yeah, it should be a good one. First time we race around here in Division 1.
Yeah, and I was racing here a few hours, well, I wasn't racing, I was commentating here a few hours ago, and a lot of overtakes happen at this race, so we're going to have a lot of overtakes today. That's something for sure.
Yeah, it's a good track. I enjoy this track.
Yeah, a lot of people enjoy this track actually as well, so yeah. Oh, we can see the track. Oh yes, we can see the track. Here we go.
Yeah, I really like this track.
Oh, sorry, not the track. We can see the chat. Chat.
Thing.
I'm getting it wrong. Chat.
Oh, okay.
So that's good. We can see the chats. So that is good. Qualifying 1 has officially started. Who's going to be the first one out on track? That's something we always make as commentators as a little bet. Who is going to be the first one?
I think it's gonna be Moose. He's currently P16. I think he's gonna be the first one. Oh, he's going out now.
There is movement in the. He is the first one. Fair enough. You've made a prediction. No, it's not. It's an Alpine. Who's the Alpine? Because someone came out. I think it might be Velocity. It is Velocity because it's the only Alpine. Welcome everyone to the stream. If you've just came in, this is going to be our point of view of the race, the qualifying, and everything. You're in the best seat in the house. That's all I've got to say. And it is a potentially title-deciding race because this man in P15 currently, Kieran, can wrap up the title here today. He won here earlier in his own league, and he knows how to do it. So let's see if we can do it again.
Yeah, it should be a good one. What times do you expect they put in now for Q1?
Well, in Q3, Kieran put in a 1:16.6.
16.6, wow.
A 16.6. Second, so actually surprisingly, Archie, good life, is an FIA here. He was second, and he put in a 1:69. So for me, I'm expecting times anywhere between a 1:17 from the majority of these drivers, between a 1:17 and a 1:18. That's kind of what I was seeing in the league, in Kieran's league. But obviously we can have a lot faster drivers than Kieran's league, so who knows? I'll give you 2 seconds.
Alright, first one to start is lap is Velocity in the Alpine.
Sorry, I just had to talk to my family there a second.
Yeah, no problem, man.
So, Velocity is out first. There's a yellow flag in Sector 2. I think that's just an Aston Martin going slowly. So we don't really have to shout much in qualifying. In Q1. I can kind of just say my voice. But you will probably hear me shouting a lot today. So, just get ready for
that. I'll prepare myself.
Yeah, and if Kieran does win the title tonight, I am going to go berserk. Just letting you know. I have made
Yeah,
this as a promise to him as well.
yeah, exactly.
And yeah, you're going to be with me for the entire thing. So buckle your seatbelts and let's get going.
Yeah, exactly, man.
As
Should be good.
Velocity sets a 52-2 in the second sector.
Musical
That's
game is at a 53.8.
So there is a big gap between Velocity and Musical Gamer, as there is a Haas, I believe that is TSM, I'm just going to say TSM.
Yeah.
He is, Velocity's just a 117.5, that's literally bang on with what I said, between a 117 and a 118.
Yeah.
A 118.7 for Musical Gamer. The next person to cross the line is Toxin. He sets a 119.0. That could probably just be a banker lap, as I believe Kieran comes across the line, a 116.8. Oh my god. This is Q1.
And we got another driver. Delta is in now, so he can quickly open his Alpine, and then he has enough time left to do a few laps, so he should be good.
Yeah, he should be alright, but I think Kieran only needs to do one lap here. He's obviously, you'll know this. Other
Yeah.
than Singapore, he's won every race he started, so that just proves something in itself. That's why he's championship leader. All he needs to do is beat Jacob by 2 points, and he has secured himself the Drivers' World Championship for Formula V.
Yeah, and Jacobo is on his out lap now, so let's see what he can do for his lap.
Well, Jacobo can technically still win the championship. It's just Kieran has to DNF every single race, and Jacob has to win every single race. That's left on the calendar. So he's got a mountain to climb, but obviously every mountain to climb is not impossible.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. It's not impossible, but it's definitely a challenge.
It is 100% a challenge. I think a challenge is probably an understatement at this point.
Yeah, at this point, if Jacobo wants to take the victory for the championship, he would also need luck on his side, because
He would need.
Kieran not yeah
He would
Kieran
need a
not
lot of
scoring any
leprechauns. He would
points.
need a lot of leprechauns on his side.
Exactly.
That's what he would need. Basically, in a nutshell. Someone's put in the chat, we do not talk about Singapore. Well, Singapore was a very eventful race. Championship battles obviously, championship leaders obviously collided. As I believe Final Flame is on the lap, I want to say. He is. As someone else just typed something in the chat, but it hasn't come up yet. So we just gotta wait a second. Jacobo's already on the lap. I'm actually gonna. Jacobo's invalidated already, so I'm assuming he. Velocity's just put in the chat. We do talk about Singapore. So I think you know what, Velocity. We'll talk about Singapore. Obviously, it was Velocity's first win. He's P4 currently. Said he wasn't actually in the best place physically for this race, but who knows? Maybe we can see another win out of him in the Alpine.
Yeah, hopefully, because they really need some points for the constructors.
And they do, and hopefully they can finish the end of the season on the high. As someone has put Red Bull from Constructors Championship today, I'm not sure I don't know if that's possible. If it is possible, then that's another reason to get hyped about, I guess. That's another reason why you should be in the stream.
Yeah, I think the constructors are still like anyone's call between Red Bull and Williams, if I'm correct.
Yeah. Callum Whitey says, mention me, Siski. I will mention you, Bragman, do not worry. Yeah, I don't know why you're not in this race. I'm quite disappointed in you. You should have been in here right now, but, you know. Leader puts Callum, question mark. As in, he should have been in this race. Musical Gamer, yeah, you set a lap, well done. If that was your aim. Oh, so Dave Alvin put, we don't talk about the number of safety cars in Singapore. No, we don't, but hopefully it's the same here in Portugal. On Kieran's league earlier, we had about 4 safety cars. Then we did a restart, and then there was only 2 safety cars. So hopefully it's the same. Maybe a few safety cars to liven up the pack a bit, but not too many to make the race really boring. That's kind of what we want.
Yeah, maybe 1 or 2. That would be great. It's not too much, not too many.
I often use safety cars just for the fact that I could just relax my voice a bit.
Yeah, I agree.
That's kind of why I do it. As I believe Jakob has just set a purple middle sector.
Oh
uh,
wow.
as he is coming through,
There's a
coming towards the
McLaren going
line.
slow. That's
Yeah.
Wagner in low fuel mode.
So he's run out of fuel as Jakob comes across the line. P2 117.3.
Oh, that's a solid lap.
That's a very solid lap. That's easily going to get him through to Q2. But another name I want to mention, Josh Tomo. He was in Kieran's league earlier, and he ended up going. He went fastest in Q2, in the qualifying. He set a
Oh,
117.1. So we know we can see a 117.1 out of him. Let's just
he
see
on
if it.
softs or mediums?
He was on softs.
All right, yeah.
So let's see, maybe we can get some pace out of him today. As Velric goes P2 with a 117 dead. It's not actually dead, but I just say when it's a 117.0, I just say it's dead. That's all. People are saying less than 3 safety cars. That's preferably what we want.
Yeah, that's what we hope for as well.
Just hope that there's not too much carnage at turn 1. Obviously, it's a very tight turn 1. It's kind of like Austria.
Yeah.
It's
I was about to say, turn 1 over here is going to be hard.
It is.
And to get in with multiple cars at the same time.
You just need, I think, if whoever starts pole, I think they need to just really have a good start, and you're pretty much golden going into the first few corners.
Yeah.
To be honest, as a lot of the cars are going to go for an in lap now. There is an Aston Martin coming towards the line. That is Moose, so I'm going to assume he's going to the pits. He is. No, he's not. He's going again. I think he can set a better time. He doesn't improve. It's 2/10 slower. Duracell's invalidated. TSM was a 28.2 in the middle sector, I believe. So I think he's on a lap in P15 for the Haas. And he spun it, and that is the first rate. That is the first turn 8 victim. TSM in the Haas.
Oh.
There was a lot of them in qualifying in Kieran's league. There was a lot of them. I can tell you that now. And he spun it again.
Now. Oh.
And I think that
Gallon is going to start his lap.
Ooh, Final Flames also spun. Kieran's retired because he thinks he can do all he can, but that time's not going to be touched. Let's be honest.
Oh, Gallon invalidated in the first corner.
We haven't really talked about him much, actually. Surprisingly, Gal.
I think he's definitely been an underdog.
He has. Obviously, P2 in Singapore. Very strong podium for the AlphaTauri team. Lots of points. That's obviously what they need for the Constructors' battle. I don't know. I think he could be a strong factor within the race. Kind of the dark horse, in my opinion. Him and Velocity, I'd say.
I agree. He should be... If he gets a strong qualifying now, we know he has the pace in the race to definitely score some good points.
And from what I saw in Singapore, in my opinion, Gao is the most strategic person on this grid.
Yeah, he definitely had a great strategy in Singapore for sure.
100%. And another person I want to talk about is the man currently in P6, driving for Ferrari. Just invalidated his lap jammy. DNF in the past 3 races. Do you think that will change today?
Yeah, that's a good question. I hope it does change because I really think he deserves at least like some good points. He's definitely one of the faster guys in here, and he's definitely capable of getting a podium. It's just you also need luck. You can't. It also you also depend on others to not take you out.
That's exactly, and that's why here at Formula V we emphasise on the fact that we want good, clean racing, because dirty driving doesn't make anything good.
Exactly.
And I think you've enforced that really well over your league, so I think you've done a good job there, personally.
Yeah, thanks.
No worries. As Tobias invalidates on his lap. Gal was 2/10 up, but he's just invalidated, so that's annoying for him.
Oh, Musical binned it in the final sector.
And that's him out of the qualifying, and I think that's actually going to be him out of Q1 as well. So that's unfortunate there for Musical Gamer. As Delta and Final Flame are both out on outlaps. As Tobias leaves the session, I'm going to assume that is technical difficulties.
Yeah, I hope so.
As I think now, people who want to retire should retire in the pit lane.
Obscure left the session as well.
So I think there might be a little bit of technical difficulties with them. I'll obviously have my Discord open just in case there is a restart called. But obviously I am here with the owner of the league, so
Yeah, the restarts get called by Archie. I'm also checking the chat now if he mentioned anything.
I don't think he did. If he did, we
No.
probably would have known by now, and a lot of people have been leaving. So
Obscure
yeah.
said that his game crashed. So
Oh yeah, yeah.
you would have to. How many people get eliminated in Q1?
Yeah, Obscure's joined.
Alright, he's back.
So there you go.
Two people are gonna get eliminated now.
And I think Musical Gamer is going to be one of them because he's going to guaranteed be put down because of his crash. So
yeah.
I think it's going to be one person eliminated. So if you're that one person, it's been unfortunate.
Yeah, Delta and Final Flame didn't set a time yet, so I don't know if they have a. No, they are both on track now. So if they can get a lap in, they should be good. Because there are still
Delta,
4 people.
Delta has set a purple sector 2, may I just say?
Oh wow!
So this is one quick time for Delta in the Alpine.
Let's see if he can even get into the podium position now for qualifying.
Maybe, because he has just set the fastest sector 2 of all. Or from what I've seen anyways on the big map. As he comes across the line now, it's P12.
P12?
For a fact he set a purple sector, as Final Flame is in P11. So, at the minute, Duracell and TSM have both not set a time. So at the minute it's actually them two being eliminated. So
yeah,
they need to get a time on the board.
TSM is just rolling out of the pit lane now, so he is starting his out lap. And Duracell is going to start his lap now. He's just started his cross start finish.
Moose is also on a out lap. He's just came out the pits in P14.
Yeah, he's probably on the chopping block now.
He is very much. Obviously, the slowest time of all at the minute with a 1:19.7. Still a good time, but obviously he needs to get a bit more time on the board. As all of the top 6 apart from Wackney have retired. Tobias is retired in P9. He thinks he's done all he can, and I think he has as well.
I think his time is good enough for Q2.
I think it is as well. But for Q3, that's not going to be a good enough time.
No, for Q3, he might have to go again.
Yeah, just to confirm, it is 16th and 17th. Heading out Q2.
I'm on board with Duracell now, and he's gonna.
I am as well.
Oh, right.
Purple sector 2.
Yeah, his first sector was also purple, but I think it is probably glitched.
Yeah, it's probably a glitch. It'll probably say purple sector 2 every time, to be honest. But we'll take it as a purple sector just for the content purposes.
Oh, it feels good to have a purple sector, right?
It always does. So we'll say that on the stream, just to hopefully uplift and motivate them. As Duracell, he's a quick driver in F2, comes across the line P5.
P5.
I did say he was a quick driver. In F2, in Division 2, he is an extremely quick driver. Obviously winning a lot of the races. That's a Red Bull that was facing the wrong way. Who's that? I think that's the other. That's Toxin in P13 as he's doing donuts in the middle of the track. Very weird.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Speaking of which, TSM is in P17, setting a lap. He hasn't set a time yet. The only person on the track not to set time.
Let's see what he puts in now. He's on his hot lap now.
He was taking turn 8 a lot more cautiously because he spun there before. So that means I think he's taking turn 8 a lot more cautiously, as he doesn't want to spin in the middle sector.
Yeah, like the time he has to beat is like 1:18.3, right?
Yeah. Well, it's a 1:18.8 actually to get into the.
Oh yeah, 1:18.8. Sorry.
Top 3.
Moves invalidated, so I don't know. Can he make it back in time? 30
Maybe.
seconds to do.
As it is P17 for TSM in the Haas, and I think,
Oh.
unless he's going again, that is going to be his last attempt at a lap, and that is his last attempt
Oh.
at a lap.
And he spent.
Very
Oh.
good drift, just into a wall. Will
Yeah.
TSM? I don't think TSM Moose will make it back either. So when the qualifying does go, please just watching if you're watching the stream, please just cross the line. Don't go into the pit lane because it does waste a lot of time. Yeah. People are
Yeah,
saying in chat, terminates enemy to the public.
I was on board with TSM as well when he drifted, and unfortunately it's not a dirt rally or a WRC.
Yeah, unfortunately. Or Tokyo Drift.
Or Tokyo Drift, yeah, that would be a 10 out of 10.
That would be a Tokyo. Would be a 10 out of 10 Tokyo Drift. As Moose and TSM are the final people to finish. TSM, please just cross the line because it will say it will waste a little bit of time. Moose did not follow the instructions. We might have to.
I think TSM lost his wing as well. Yeah, he lost a bit of his wing.
Yeah, from the obviously hitting the wall. If he hadn't have hit the wall, I would have given him A marks forever.
Definitely. So he will go back to the pits. Alright, we have to wait a bit for him for his car to roll back in. Alright, so these are the standings for Q1.
They are. It is ended. I haven't really had much to shout or talk about, other than Kieran being Kieran.
Yeah, he just went out once, put in a very fast lap, and then went back in, and that's all he did.
All he needs to do. But do you think going on the softs or the mediums will be better around here for Q2?
I have not played this track yet on 50%, so I'm not sure what the best strategy is, but I would assume that Kieran will probably start on mediums, because he really likes to start on mediums. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, like he starts on the mediums for like 80% of his races if possible.
That's what he did in the, in his league earlier. And it worked, to be fair. So, but there was a safety car quite early on, like lap 9, so he did pit then. But the 2-stop is basically the thing to go with.
Yeah, like if you start on the mediums, it's all about if a safety car comes out and when does it come out, and if it compromises your strategy, you might be screwed.
Yeah. And just letting you know also that it was P15, 16 and 17. So both the Hasses and Moose get eliminated. So both Hasses and the Aston Martin get eliminated. The fan favourite is Moose, but we can see what he does in the race.
Yeah, it's a shame to see two Hasses out in Q1. Fortunately, one of them crashed. He would have made it through if he didn't crash.
Yeah. So right, who do you think's gonna be the first one out? I like doing this. It's quite fun.
I think it's gonna be Gallon.
Alright, in the AlphaTauri. We will look at the AlphaTauri garage, see which one. There is movement. Tobias is gonna come
Tobias.
out. Also Toxin's gonna come out straight away. It's a Ferrari that's out though. And it is Jammy who is out first.
He's out early, yeah.
Very early, so I think he went out straight away.
He's on softs.
He is on softs. We'll actually look at the tyres. What surprise, Kieran is on the mediums.
Yeah.
So Duracell, I'll list all of these at once. Duracell, Veric, Velocity, Final Flame, Jammy, Wackney, and Toxin Jude are on the softs. Tobias, Josh, Tomo, FC Delta, Gal, Obscure, and Kieran all think they can qualify on the mediums.
Yeah, and I saw Yummy cutting a corner over there. Did you see that too?
But to be fair, it doesn't count because it's an outlap, so he can cut all the corners he wants. That's because it does not affect at all the the time. But now you know what everyone's tyres are on. Everyone should be on an out lap. Unless people are waiting very, very late to do so.
Alright, Jami's going to start his lap now.
He is. He's very much just cycling through. Both the McLarens are coming out at the same time, just letting you know that. So I don't know what's happening there at the McLaren garage.
You think that's going to be a strategy for a tow?
I think there might be a little strategy for the tow, and I think it might go in the advantage of Veric. It is in the. It's not. It's in the advantage of Wackney.
Of Wackney.
He is the one at the back. So I thought it would actually be the one for Veric, but it might have been for Wackney to boost his time, so he can guarantee a place through in Q3.
Yummy invalidated his lap.
So that's.
I'm now on board with Duracell.
Yeah, I was about to say next is Duracell, I believe. It is. He's 22-1 in the first sector, as a Red Bull shortly follows, and I believe it is of Toxin. We're not sure of his time though. Actually, no, it's not. It's an Alfa Romeo. I've got the teams completely wrong. I just saw a white car and assumed it was a Red Bull. That's all. There's so many white cars on the grid now. You'll see Williams, you'll see an Alfa Romeo, you'll see Red Bull, Haas. There's 4 different white cars on the grid.
Yeah, especially Red Bull with the special livery.
Yeah, it's out for this month. So or for a month.
Oh, and then we'll be back to the original blue car.
It will be.
It's a shame, man. I really like this white one.
I do as well, actually. There is a yellow flag. I'm going to assume that's just them going slowly. But Duracell, he's going to be the first person to set time. A 1:17.4, a very good time. Considering what we saw in Q1. Final Flames, that's a 1:17.7. Obscure sets a 1:18 dead. The next across the line, I believe, is Tobias. He sets a 1:17.8 on a 1:17.8 on mediums. Velox, he sets a 1:17.6 on softs. Josh sets a 1:24 on mediums. That's a pretty slow time. As Kieran, a 1:17.3 on mediums.
Yeah.
In his league, he set a 1:17.1 on mediums.
Alright, so he definitely has a bit more.
He definitely has a bit more pace. So, could we see a time faster?
I'm on board with Veric now.
In the McLaren. Do you know what? Yeah. I am also on board with Veric in the McLaren. Actually, wait, is Jammy going? No, Jammy is spun. I just saw a yellow flag just then. I caught it pretty much a perfect time. Yeah, it's an Alfa Romeo. But Veric will be the next car, as I think Wackney's fallen a victim to the turn 8 corner. As Tobias, I believe. I think both of them have fallen victim to turn 8. Which caught out a lot of people in the race, actually, earlier.
Yeah. Alright, let's see what Veric puts in. He puts
a 1:17.4. Very strong lap there from Veric in the McLaren.
Yeah. Only half a tenth slower than.
Yeah, he's a very strong driver, though, to be fair to him. So, yeah, Wackney invalidated, so I'm assuming he fell victim. Jammy's not going to go again, I'm going to say. As Gal is on an out lap. To be fair, you said Gal would be one of the first ones. He's actually the second to last one, I believe, or if not the last one.
I didn't expect that.
Your prediction was very, very wrong, or it's just a one-off from Gal.
Yeah, and in Q1 my prediction was pretty good. Like, I think Moose was the first one out of the garage, but not the first one on track.
Yeah, because I think it's because Velocity. I think it was Velocity who came out first. Velocity had the.
Yeah, it wasn't Alpine.
Yeah, it was Velocity then, because Delta didn't join until midway through the session, so it was Velocity. As Gal's about to start his lap, we're going to ride on board with him here for a lap of Portimao. And you can see what it's like from Gal's view. As we come down now here into turn 1. Very nicely hits the apex. He's invalidated though on turn 1. On the curb of turn 1, you know that massive like yellow bit on the curb?
Yeah.
We like to call that Mount Everest.
Yeah.
The Mount Everest curb. For obvious reasons.
That curb is dangerous, man. If you hit it, you most likely spin the car.
It is. Sorry to interrupt you, but Wackney is on a lap. He set a 52.2. Wrong.
Alright. And he's on mediums as well,
He is on mediums. So, as he comes across the line now, His time is going to be P8, so he's going to go again.
He has done 2 laps on those
As I
mediums.
believe Gal has spun. He has. He's fallen a victim to turn 8. Very big surprise. As Jacob, I completely missed out. 52-1 in the first sector on mediums. So, actually, he could potentially be... This could be front row here for him on the mediums. As Jacobo now comes across the line, it's P4.
P4, not bad.
That's a good lap there on the mediums, to be fair. Especially the fact... And all of the top 4, I believe actually... No, top 4 are on mediums. Velocity and Final Flame are on softs. Tobias on the mediums. Toxin on the softs. Wackney on mediums. Obscure is going to go out again on softs. Delta's going to go on softs. Josh is on an outlap on the mediums. So he was on the softs, but now he's going to go on the mediums, I think. I'm not sure, though. Gal's going again, I believe. We'll see if this is a competitive sector 2 time. Or if he's taking it slow. He's using his ERS, I'm going to say, is a 22-2. That seems competitive. We'll take a look for now. At Gal. In his point of view. Is he going to fall a victim to turn 8 here? It's hard not to. Has a little bit of oversteer. That's very, very common around here. In the middle sector. I saw it a lot today, actually. Basically, it was impossible not to oversteer. So they really have to get the setup right. As again, it says purple sector. So we're going to give you a purple sector. Kieran, of course, retires. He thinks he's done enough.
Yeah, Kieran just retired. He will probably go through Q3 anyway, so...
Yeah, I think he has done enough, to be honest. As Gal is now going to come across the line. He's used his deployment. He is going to come across the line. To get P9. So that pushes Obscure down into the bottom 4. So that does mean... that Wackney is going to go again, and Obscurus has to go again. Obviously,
I'm
along
on
with
board
Delta.
with Yummy now. He
Yeah,
just started his lap.
I was about to say, I believe Yammy's on a lap. That's a Williams the wrong way. But that's Duracell, actually, who is the wrong way in Sector 1. As Yammy gets us 22-0. That's a pretty competitive lap. Bearing in mind that Gal got a 22-1 in the first sector. So that could probably position him potentially where he could be.
Yummy actually is on 2-lap-old soft, so it might be hard to start on these tires as well for the race.
He is,
you'll
and
be on 3-lap-old softs.
He is, and whilst you've just said that, Josh Tomo has just gone P7 with a 117.7.
On mediums.
So Wackney is now he's got to go again. With 5 minutes left to go at the session, I literally just caught a glimpse of it. Around 5 minutes to go.
Let's see what time Yummy puts in. He's on the final straight now.
Yeah, and obviously he is on those 3 laps old soft, so he may have to go again. We'll see what his time is, however. This is looking good. P3.
P3.
Very good sign there from Yummy.
Yeah.
He definitely doesn't have to go again, in my opinion. A lot of drivers are going to get near the 117 falls.
He really breaks the chain of medium runners now.
He really does. So the 4 medium runners no longer a thing. As Duracell, he comes in on the medium tyres. I don't believe anyone else is on the lap. Actually, Toxin might be on the lap. He isn't. He goes 1.1 seconds slower. So that might just be a slow down lap. We'll ride on board with him though, because I think this might be a competitive lap for him. Very nice turn 1 there as he goes into turn 3. Very hard to, very easy to spin on the exit and coming up to turn 4 if your setup's too sort of top speedish. He comes now through the DRS zone to the end of sector 1. A 22.0. He's 2 tenths up on his last lap. So actually, this could potentially put him P6 or P5.
It is a good lap so far. Let's see how his second sector is, especially turn 8 now, where he is coming up in a...
It's so easy to spin around here, especially in an F2 car as well, which he obviously specialises in. He's taken it very well, though. Hardly any oversteer there from him in the Red Bull.
Really yeah, it was a good corner.
Really taken up to the Red Bull seat and the stature that a Red Bull seat should have.
Hopefully he can keep it clean for the last couple of corners, and then we'll see what time
he's still about a tenth and a half up, so this could still be a good lap here. Pushing maybe to P8 or P7 at this point, actually. But let's hope that he gets a really good sector, as I believe that's an Aston Martin who's just cut the corner. Um, actually, I don't think that's an Aston Martin. Might be wrong.
And Jude comes over the
Actually, it's
line now.
obscure.
Let's see what he does.
Yes, Toxin comes across the line. It's P6. Very good lap. It's a 116 dead. Literally, 116 dead.
Yeah, that's
As
a
I
good lap.
believe, Wackney's 2 tenths up on his lap on mediums. So this could put him P10 here. As Wackney now, as he comes across the line, he is going to finish P10. I called it.
P10. Three
Tobias,
more minutes left.
I think that might be his last attempt if he wants to start on mediums.
Well, his mediums, he's done already 3 laps on the mediums.
Yep, as Tobias is about to start his, in my opinion, I think his final lap, unless he's fueled for 2 push laps. Then maybe, as we go through turn 1. Doesn't hit the curb at all, very nice through there. Turn 3, again, very easy to spin through here. He hasn't. Turn 4 again, quite easy to understeer and oversteer as he takes a little bit of curb there, but it's not too much. As we come down to the end of the first sector, 22 dead, 2 tenths up on his last time. So this could be a good lap again.
Let's see how his turn 8 goes.
Yeah, look, you know what? This is the corner that everyone seems to be messing up at the minute. Will Tobias mess up? A little bit of oversteer through there, but not too much. It won't really dampen his time a lot.
Yeah. Let's see what he puts in at the sector 3. Yeah. The end of sector 2.
Yep. You're aiming for a 52.0 here. 58.1, 6 tenths up. That is a stonking lap.
Yeah, this is going to be a good lap.
I think this will be a good lap at the minute. This is going to put him this could put him near the front row.
This could put him P3 or P4.
I think it could maybe put him higher. Because it was 6 tenths up. So actually, this could put him provisional pole.
Oh yeah, it could. Let's see.
What will the Tobias? It's P1!
It does!
117 dead, 3 tenths quicker. But to be fair, Kieran was on mediums. Tobias is on softs, but Tobias, he doesn't need to do anything else. What a lap.
Yeah, and he's on 1 lap old softs as well, so his tyres are still pretty fresh for the race.
That's, Gal, may I just say, he is 4 tenths up on his previous best, as he is going to come through now to the line. He is right behind an Alfa Romeo as well, I believe, of Josh. I don't know if that's correct though.
No, it's not Josh.
As Gal comes across the line now, P2.
Oh wow!
Good lap from him as well.
I'm on board with Josh Tomo now.
As I'm on board with Obscure, he's going through turn 8 here. He shouldn't really can't really mess up here. Has a little bit of oversteer again, but there's not much that will dampen his time in the Aston Martin, the lone Aston Martin in this session. As he comes through now to the end of Sector 2. 52.0 would be very nice. As a 52.1, Wackney's out the session, so that's his qualifying over. Whereas Obscure is still 6 tenths quicker. So this could be a 117.4. This could potentially put him at P4 here.
I hope he gets a good time, and he deserves to get to Q3. I think
he does as well, and I think he will actually. As he comes through now to the end of the lap, what's he going to be? P2! 117.1. Wow. That is a very nice lap, almost a second quicker than his last time. The last person, I believe, to set a lap is Josh, as he's 200ths quicker in the first sector. So not much time to improve there. But as he goes now to sector 2, he's a 10th quicker.
He lost
this
some
could
time.
Put him into Q2. Velocity could be out here of Q2, because obviously he's finished. So Josh here can knock Velocity out, obviously the last race winner, out of Q2. Let's see, can the Alfa Romeo get through to Q3? He's coming across the line now. His time is going to be, P8.
P8.
It's good enough.
It is good enough.
And Jacobo, I think Jacobo agreed with me to not finish in the pits. And you know what he's just done? He's finished in the pits.
And only a P9.
It is. So he's barely got through, but he's got through.
He's gone through on mediums as well.
That's good.
So yeah, as I expected, Kieran starting on the mediums. Varric is going to start on the mediums as well.
I didn't realise, but Jacobo said, screw saving time, I'm trying to save my tyres.
Oh.
Reasonable argument. But yeah, a very very mixed qualifying as the top 10 going through to the shootout. Tobias, Obscure, Gal, Duracell, Kieran, Varik, Yami, Josh, Tomo, Jacobo, and Toxin are through to the shootout. Knocked out is Velocity, Final Flame, Wackney, and Delta. Both Alpines knocked out, and Alfa Romeo and McLaren. Obviously, Wackney has a lot more pace, and he can start on the mediums
Yeah.
now, technically, because he's outside the top 10.
And both Williams and both Red Bulls are still in Q3, so they have a strong start so far. They can get some good starting positions.
The pressure. The question is now. I ask this every Q2 session. Who's your money on for pole?
Yeah, it's probably gonna be Kieran or Rick. Rick is really closing in on Kieran, and I think Rick's gonna take this one.
You've got your money on you've got your money on Rick.
Yeah, I think Rick is gonna have this pole position.
It's a very very strong pick, but I'm gonna be really really boring. But I am rooting for him. I am gonna go for Kieran for pole. I've seen what he can do already.
Yeah,
quickly.
He just has to do it again.
Yep. Who's gonna be first one out the garage? It's the final time we're gonna do this tonight.
I think. Damn, who is it? I don't know.
I'll tell you
Rick?
now, it's Kieran.
Oh, it's Kieran.
That is something. It is Kieran. Velocity said, at least I can start on mediums. Fair enough. At least you can start on the mediums. So Kieran is followed right by Josh in the Alfa Romeo, but Kieran, I'm assuming, is going to let him through. He does this a lot. He is going to. He's going to try to cause a little bit of space, as Yami is the third car in line. Behind him is, I believe, Toxin and Duracell. No, he's not. It's not Duracell. It is Jacob. Then Tobias in the queue is next.
Oh, and he cut the corner.
Because you know what? It's an outlap, so it doesn't really matter. Let's just hope that no one bins it through turn 8 on their outlap, because that would be pretty embarrassing.
It would be awkward.
And your tyres would be a bit ruined for the qualifying lap.
I'm gonna be on board with Yami for his lap, and hopefully he can get a strong lap in.
I'm going to be on board with Josh, just for stream purposes, and he's the first person on the lap.
Yami is the second.
So Kieran's actually letting a few people through. I think he's just let his teammate through, if I'm correct in saying, as well.
Yeah, he did.
As Josh is about to start his lap now.
Yeah, Yami as well.
So Josh has officially started his lap. Comes through now into turn 1. Doesn't hit the Mount Everest curve, and he's invalidated on turn 1. Has Josh?
Oh, let's see how Yami does.
Let's see how Yami does through turn 1. Very nice turn 1 there. Very good track limits actually from Yami.
Yeah, so far so good, definitely.
As he comes now. The optimal sector time for a sector 1 is a 22.0. He's hit that at 21.9. So literally on the borderline of a 22.0. That's pretty much a perfect 22.0 for a 117.0. That's kind of what you want. Sorry, 117.5.
Yeah. Turn 8, not bad.
Nope, a little bit of oversteer, but obviously it's quite common to have a little bit of oversteer. But it won't dampen this time too much. As he comes to the end of sector 2, again just on the borderline of a 117.5, because you want a 52.0 to be on a 117.5. So he's literally on the borderline of a 117.5.
Yeah, let's see. Coming up to the final corner now.
Yep. Hopefully he's a good time. We want the best from Yami. As he comes up to the line now. What's his time going to be? A 117.2.
117.2.
That's a very good lap. As I believe Toxins are what? Oh my lord.
And Kieran
You cannot be that good.
Kieran just came in and absolutely smashed the time of Yami.
That was better than his time in his league. He set a 1:16.5, and he wasn't even under any pressure. To be honest, though, Tobias, what a time from him! Look at that.
Tobias is definitely a strong driver.
100%, a 1:16, and Ferrick has also set a very strong time.
1:16.552, yeah.
We are, as Josh, we're going to run on board with. He is about to finish his sector 2. He set a 22.2 in the first sector. So he can be a little bit off a 1:17.5 in my opinion. But who knows? We'll see.
Let's come up to the final corner now in a bit.
He almost invalidates there through the sort of the U-shaped turn.
Yeah, I saw that as well.
Very, very close to track limits. Really risking it all on this lap. But you have to do that in Q3 though. It's a 1:17.7. So it's not the worst in the world, but it's certainly, again, it's not the best. As
it puts a P7.
Yes, it's obscure. Invalidates at the end of sector 2. So I believe now, other than Duracell, because he's on his outlap, no one else will set a competitive lap time. Someone said mind games to velocity starting on mediums. But
it's good to see variety in the top 10.
I've got some very interesting news for you. Gala's just informed the chat, 15 minutes of rain, and plus a 70% chance of rain.
Oh wow!
I'm just gonna double check if this is race or quali. I hope he's not out on track. Is he out on track? No, he's not. He's in the pits. And that's in the race.
Just roll back.
That is in the race.
That's going to be interesting for the
there's going to be a 70% chance of 15 minutes of rain. That's going to liven things up here in Portugal because it's hard enough to keep it on the track in the dry. God forbid what it's going to be like in the wet.
It's going to be a hard call now for those who start on the soft.
Duracell loses it. He's got very warm tyres, I'm assuming, and that's not going to help his tyres at all. So I'm assuming he might have to pit there for new tyres. But if he goes for a lap, then it's going to be very much a wasted lap. Because his tyres are so warm. But he's going to go for it.
He's going to go for it.
But in my opinion, I think he's going to spin a turn 1. Generally because his rears will be about 105 degrees. So it's going to be hard for him not to spin at turn 1. But he's kept it.
Oh,
and he's
invalidated.
Yeah. Invalidated at turn 1. Yeah, I think the smarter decision would be to go out on, into the pits. As Jamie's on an outlap. And Obscure is going to follow him out on an outlap as well in the Aston Martin, as Kieran is also going out on an outlap.
Yeah, Yummy's going to be the first one that's going to start his lap.
I don't know if you saw that, but Jamie also almost binned it into turn 7. Actually, before even turn 8 happened, he actually binned it.
Oh no, I didn't see that.
No, he had a sort of a half spin, I'd say. Yeah, in going into turn 7, which isn't really, most ideal. You don't really want to spin here, because obviously you don't have the fastest time possible.
No. Let's stay on board with Yami now, because he's about to start his lap.
We will stay on board with Yami, as I believe also Duracell should set a competitive time, unless he's going into the pits. He's not. He's going for another lap. Will this give Yami maybe a slipstream? If it is, it will be a very, very small one. But still, every small slipstream helps. Don't think it will be, to be honest. As Yami does he's always really good at these track limits.
Yeah.
At turn 1, so I think he's been practicing a lot of the.
His racing line is definitely smooth.
Very, very smooth. He really doesn't take any tracks. He really doesn't need to be honest. But obviously the track's there if he needs it. But to be honest, he actually doesn't need it. As Kieran also starts his lap, I believe. Or he's about to. Kieran has just started his lap. As Yami comes into turn 8 now. We call it the corner of death. But he handled it well. Hardly any oversteer, actually.
He did that very well.
That's probably the best turn 8 I've seen. That's a Red Bull going slowly. That's either Kieran or Toxin.
Oh, and Yummy is only 400ths of a second
Yami,
faster
well,
than.
I don't think it is, but it said it's a purple sector 2. So I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt and say it's a purple sector 2.
Let's see if Yummy can improve in the third sector now, as he comes onto
Hopefully.
the straight.
Because it is quite, because he could potentially get a P4, which would mean a lot to him actually in the race.
And it's a
P6,
P6
Duracell.
once.
Just letting you know, Duracell did go P4 with a 116.9. As I'm going to ride on board with Kieran, as he's coming through now to the end of his lap, and he has slowed down. So he's let Toxin by, because Toxin has invalidated on his lap. But I think Kieran probably messed up somewhere on his lap. So
Rick is behind Kieran. He's right behind Kieran. But they will both be starting their lap soon.
So I think, you know what, we'll ride on board with Kieran for this lap. And if any new times come through, then we will let you know. But for now, we will ride on board with Kieran. I'm assuming he's going to go again. Hoping he is, because we want to see a lap. Kieran's also very smooth with his racing line. But I think I have to give the award to Jamie for the smoothest racing line at the minute. Don't know, he's just so kind of elegant with it. He is 0.002 of a second quicker, is Kieran.
Oh wow.
That is very, very close. That just proves.
And Rick is 0.2 quicker, so he's definitely found a lot of time.
Do you know what your prediction could be right here?
Yeah.
So Kieran really needs to step up his game, but I'm not sure if he can, or if he's on the stream, or if he can hear the stream.
Hopefully his engineers are listening and they are informing Kieran about it.
We hope. But as Kieran now, he's obviously set a purple sector 2, because he is the
And
leader.
Rick is 0.3 faster now than his previous best.
This is going to be tight as there's only a minute to go. Will Kieran keep it on pole as he comes across the line now? A 1:16.3 was his old time. His new time is going to be improved. A 1:16.3.05 as Verick now are going to cut to him as he comes across the line. What's his time going to be? 1:16.4.
Oh,
and Kieran's done it. Unless Verick goes again, that is pole position for Kieran, I believe.
He has to go again.
And Tobias, I don't think he's going to do anything because he's stopped himself at near the first sector. Jakub's going for another lap.
There's been a collision.
And Jakub has invalidated at turn 1 because he's hit Mount Everest.
Did you see that? Someone gained a penalty.
Yes, I can quickly check who. For yourself. It is. I
don't know. Oh, collision with it's Galen and Tobias.
It was.
Oh, that is a shame. They both get five place grip penalty.
It is. That is a 5 place grip penalty for the both of them. As I believe it is Kieran on pole. Tobias can't do anything more. Please finish it on track. Unless your name's Jacobo. Then don't finish it on track.
Oh, Rick spins.
Rick can't do anything else then. I think that's pole sealed and secured for Kieran.
Oh, and he spins again.
I think that's just his tyres being so warm, I think. As Josh is on the lap. Josh is on the competitive lap here. What's his time going to be? P5. Very good lap there from him. As obviously Jacob is going to be the anomaly and finish in the pit lane. As I think everyone else should finish on track.
And Rick spins again.
Kieran's finishing in the pit lane. And Rick is finishing this lap in reverse.
Yeah.
As to be fair, they both retired in the pit lane.
The only man who did not put in a lap was Obscure in Aston Martin.
I'm going to assume that he's just had a load of track limits warnings. So, we're just waiting now on Rick and Jacob to come into the pits, and then we'll get this race underway. If that's qualifying, I'm excited to see what this race is, and now you're going to hear me shouting a lot. So, yeah, well done.
So let's see. Obstacle invalidated his first lap,
Hmm.
his second lap as well, and then his third lap as well.
I think he's probably struggling at for track limits.
Yeah, and he also was speeding in the pit lane, which he got a warning for, but
Yeah,
that's okay.
speeding in the pit lane doesn't count for anything in qualifying. You just get warnings. But obviously, Tobias is going to start from P8, and Gal, I can't bother to do maths because it's not in the top 10. I believe he's starting from P12, if I'm correct.
Yeah, he's
If
gonna
my maths is
start
correct.
P12, and the
So,
downside is now he's gonna start P12 on his used tires as well. Well, the other
so
one
yeah, on
has
his
fresh tires. All
on
have
his
fresh
and it
tires.
was
Yeah.
softs. It was softs.
Yeah.
So I don't think we had any doubts to Kieran being. Well, actually, we had a little bit of doubts, obviously with Veric, but
Varric had definitely had a strong lap. He was improving by 3 tenths.
very very strong lap. But obviously Kieran pulled through in what he needed to do. Chat, I would like you. I do this every race. I would like you to put in your predictions to who you think is winning this race. And actually, since you're here, Paranoid, I'm going to ask you who the winner is going to
I,
be.
I was gonna ask you the question, but I'll go first, and
All right.
then you
Okay.
decide. All right.
All
So
right.
so Kieran is starting on pole, right? Rick is gonna be second.
That's correct.
Um, what I think is gonna happen, I think Yami is actually gonna pull it together this lap, and he might even take P1.
All right.
I think Yami is in a good position now.
Maybe actually. There's people putting it in the chat. Callum's gone with Moose for the win. Uh, Kieran McDonald, Donor. I haven't pronounced that correctly. I'm very sorry. He's put my money's on Rick in the McLaren. So who knows?
Yami is on soft, so he definitely has a massive pace advantage
At
until
the
the rain
start.
comes. Yeah, because the rain is gonna come in like 15 minutes,
That's
something,
that.
right?
That's gonna be the thing. It's either going to become 15 minutes into the race, or it's going to last 15 minutes. I'm not sure on which one, but that's all that Gal specified. That it is for 15 minutes. So it's either 15 minutes into the race, or it is for 15 minutes. So
I th
yeah, go on.
I think he means that it's gonna rain around 50 minutes, and there's a 30% chance of rain.
70. He said 70% chance, I believe. Actually.
Oh, 70. Oh.
Yep. He said. Oh yes. Okay. Hang on. So he said. So at 15 minutes, there's a 30% chance of rain. You were right there, actually. And 30 minutes into the race, there's a 70% chance of rain. As 3 people have been disqualified, one of them is conveniently Jammy.
Oh
Your
no.
predicted race winner.
Oh no, that's not good.
Wackney has said show the tyres, please. I'll be a nice guy and I'll show the tyres. Wackney's the only person on hards. I think that's why he wanted it to show. There's a lot of people on
Interesting strategy.
softs. A lot of people on softs, actually. And a lot of people on mediums. So whilst I'm here, actually, I need to quickly enable all the stuff so I don't get absolutely slaughtered in the chat.
Definitely an interesting strategy to start on the hards.
And go for a one-stop. To be fair, people have done that. Actually. Starting on the hards and going for a one-stop. Because it actually
Yeah.
worked for Jetpack earlier. And he conveniently went to P2.
Oh
Um,
wow.
So, yeah. So actually, I think this is going to be a good race overall.
So Jacobo starting P3. Let's see if he can challenge Rick.
And
Or
potentially
Kieran.
Kieran off the start. But actually, in Kieran's league, Kieran didn't have the best of starts. He had a really good initiation, but not great getaway. As all the drivers are now lining up onto the grid. And here we go now for 5 red lights. As there is... I'm just waiting for them to come on. 1 light, 2 light, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 red lights. And we're racing, go, go, go. And Kieran gets a very good start of the line.
Yeah.
Veric's looking to cover off Jakub on the race start as Kieran obviously gets a very, very good way. But Josh into P3 off the start. Lovely
Both
start from
Williams.
him.
Both Williams are really close. Oh.
They're side by side as Velocity makes a few moves now. Final Flame and Yami swapping positions. Yami's made a position off the start. And there's absolute pandemonium at the back. Wackney and Tobias are the subjects of it.
Oh no.
A collision there. No safety car though. There was no damage. Just a spin there on Wackney's part. I saw about 8 cars going abreast. And obviously there's turn 8. Velocity looking to make a move here on Duracell. There's a few spinners. TSM has spun at turn 8. He's the first victim of turn 8.
Luckily he didn't take anyone with him.
Nope, lucky he didn't. We will look at the start positions. I usually like to do this, the position change. Final Flame has made 5 positions off the start. Very, very good start from him in the Alfa Romeo. He's on the rear end of Jammy now. As maybe he's going to look for a move here through into turn 1. Kieran obviously...
deployment.
Yeah, Kieran has used a very good race start. 5/10 ahead of Veric. It's going to be quite hard to get ahead and have a gap ahead of Veric. But remember, all he needs to do is finish 2 points ahead of Jakub, and he has won the Constructors' Championships. Not the Constructors, the Drivers' Championships.
Yeah, the Drivers' Championship, yeah.
There you go. Yami's obviously going to get his first warning. Final Flame almost been to there as he has a little bit of oversteer moment there. He's not going to look for a move there. Jakub almost looks for a move on Josh. But for Jakub to keep in title contention, he really has to get rid of Josh and those softs quite quickly, actually. As we come through now to turn 8, we're riding on board here with Jakub. As Gal overtakes Musical Gamer there for P11. As a predicted pit stop strategy for mediums, there's a 1-stop to hards or a 2-stop for softs to softs. That could be a potential aggressive strategy that I think actually could work around here.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely tricky now with the rain that's been forecasted as well.
Of course, but that's why the drivers need the engineers, because the engineers need to keep giving them lots and lots of updates. As Veric sets the fastest lap of 119.6 for the McLaren team. As Josh is kind of being separated from the top 2, as the top 2 are kind of in a league of their own here at this point.
The DRS has been enabled as well.
DRS has been enabled, and we're going to see the first bit of DRS through this section here going into turn number 4. Yami is actually looking pretty close as TSM in the Haas and Musical Gamer and Tobias all get a penalty. Yami's going to look here for a move on Jakub as Jakub goes very, very wide into turn number 4, taking a very, very late apex. Yami was looking to capitalise on it, but he couldn't get anything from it. And on other notes, Tobias overtakes Wackney as I believe they might be going side by side here. For P15 they're not, but Wackney is on hard tyres, which might annoy him. But that is a Musical Gamer has spun at turn 8. That is the second victim of turn 8.
Oh, and someone else spun. Who is that? That's Delta.
That is Delta in the Alpine. So I think he's actually going to let Tobias and Wackney through. Almost collecting Wackney on the way through, actually.
Yeah,
but
Delta... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
For the lead, Varek has got DRS and is only 7/10 behind Kieran. Just wanted to bring that to your attention before you continue on your point.
A Musical Gaming 10-second penalty for cutting corners.
That could be nearer disqualification. No?
How
can you get a 10-second penalty? He's got 13 seconds of penalties and it's only lap 4.
He broke his wing because he crashed.
That's
and he's speeding in the pit lane as well.
That's for Delta. That's annoying. That's a really annoying penalty to get. You know, actually, I was in a race the other day, and I sped the pit lane by about 2 kilometers. I was not very happy with myself. There's a few words that I wanted to say that I'm not going to say on here because I like to keep the streams PG.
It's definitely frustrating.
Definitely
you get penalized for that, yeah.
100%. But on other notes, Yami is only a 10th behind Jakub, as maybe he's going to go for a move here into turn number 11. And Jakub does a hot... Oh, how has Yami kept it there?
Oh.
That just shows his experience driving coming into play, as I think also Final Flame's going to go for a move on Jakub and Yami at the same time. This is an incredible battle here for P4, as Jakub's going to go for another move on Final Flame, but he's not. The grip of the softs is going to just outgrip the mediums here for P5, as Yami's going to slowly get away, but Final Flame's going to be in the prime position as Kieran sets another fastest lap of 119.4. Oh my goodness, and I think that is again Musical Gamer. No, it's not actually, it's TSM. As Final Flame defending from Jakub, but Jakub, he's going to say no thank you very much to that move, as Obscure in the Aston Martin are going to go side by side with Final Flame for P6, as he's going to have another go here, and they're going to go side by side. He's gaining here, he's going to late break it down the inside into turn number 4, goes a little bit late. Toxin's now in on the battle as well, as they're going to go 3 wide, but Toxin has to back out. It's a yellow flag in sector 1 for Tobias, as I think he's had a little bit of a moment there at turn 3. Will anyone spin here? Toxin's had a little bit of a moment, so is Final Flame.
Spin.
And that, you know what? We were going to say that someone might have spun it, and it is Duracell in P11, as Velocity's also in this battle now for P4. As I believe, actually, that is Obscure making a move on Final Flame for P6. As Final Flame gets a 3-second penalty, and Jakub and Jammy, the Div 2 commentators, good friends obviously, are going to be battling for P4.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting fight for sure.
This is really going to be an interesting fight here. Probably the 2 most experienced drivers on the grid, as Jakub is going to go alongside and ahead of Jammy, as actually Obscure, he's got the straight line speed on them softs, and could potentially make a move on Yami, going into the next DRS detection zone.
Definitely the power of the DRS.
100%. He's going to use DRS and he's going to use ERS. Everything ending in RS, he's going to use. I use that a lot. So you're going to hear that a few times today. As Jakub defends very, very well there from Yami, planting his car in the middle of the track, which is inch perfect from what he needs in the Williams. And to keep his title hopes alive, he's now got to really push that Williams to get to 2.3 seconds ahead to get to P3. As Kieran, yeah, he gets another 3-second penalty. Tobias is in the pits as well. I don't know what he's pitted for. I believe that is a new set of medium tyres, as Delta and Musical Gamer are getting quite close in the stream. Sorry, in the stream. I've just got a chat. That's why. Someone just said, including our religious studies. So RS is useful. I guess it is useful. There you go. Veric goes 300ths faster on his than his personal best on that last lap. So he is pushing. But Kieran is also pushing, and Kieran has a substantial amount more ERS than Veric. As Toxin gets a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits.
So currently Musical Gaming has 16 seconds of penalties. That's definitely a lot of penalties for only being on lap 7.
That's I think that could be a potential disqualification maybe. People are saying to show tyres. I've already shown tyres, but I'll show them again because I'm a nice commentator, and I'll give you guys all the advantages that you need.
I think if you get over 30 seconds, you'll get disqualified from the race.
From what I've seen, it's 35 seconds.
35, alright.
Yeah, and then you get disqualified. Yami is, I think it was 2 tenths faster. It might have been 2 tenths slower though. I wasn't 100% sure. As he is closing Jakub down. But he's not close enough actually for DRS. Jakub's evaded him on those mediums. So this shows that Jakub's actually lapping about a second faster than Yami. So he's set at 120.1 and he's set at 120.3. So
Yami's in trouble now.
He is, because he's got Obscure right by him. He's going to go the long way around him. Maybe going for a switchback here. Yami's got it covered though, because Yami's so experienced with the switchbacks. As Obscure maybe looking for a move there, trying to force into a mistake. Yellow flag in sector 1. I think that might be for Toxin in the Red Bull. It is for Toxin in the Red Bull. But he has recovered. As Obscure.
Yami got overtaken.
Yeah, by Obscure. Final Flame, however, is going to send it up the inside. He's kind of going to be barged in there by Obscure. Obscure actually kind of helping Yami out there, as Final Flame could not get through because of Obscure's path. As there's no spins here. Obscure has a little bit of a moment. So this will give the advantage Yami going into turn 11. This is actually a really good overtaking zone here in
Yeah.
Portimao. This actual entire section is actually a really good overtaking spot as Wackney goes ahead and moves into P11.
Tobias with another 3-second penalty.
There's a lot of penalties being racked up here, actually. Really shouldn't be penalties.
Yami gonna overtake Obscure.
And they're gonna go side by side. And Obscure gives him just enough amount of space. That shows the amount of respect that these two have. As Final Flame is gonna pit for a mandatory pit stop. Yellow flag in Sector 1. That is for a Haas, I believe. Actually, no, it's not. It's for Kieran, I believe, actually. Kieran's had a little bit of a moment as raindrops are starting to fall.
Yeah, I just got a shower of rain on my screen.
I just seen, and there is a Haas that has spun. It's TSM, as Final Flame goes on to hards. Is that the wrong decision to pit right now, especially that the fact there is rain on the way?
You're probably better off on starting boxing for softs.
Yep, I think it's just better off not boxing at all, as there is a Haas. I believe it is TSM. TSM. He has spun at the last corner. He's going to continue on though. As Moose and it's Duracell get very, very close there. And the battle for P5 continues.
Yeah, there's a small train between Yami, Obscure, Velocity, Gallon, now a part of the train as well.
And Toxin is eventually going to be involved into this train as well. So Yami's got it all to do here. And also, I might just want to alert to you, Veric is very close here to Kieran for the lead as he has a little look. Can't get anywhere though. This is a very, very spicy battle for the lead. As Kieran is very much under pressure, but obviously, if Kieran wins, no matter what position Jacob is, he's won.
He has won, yeah.
So Jacob really has to win this race.
Maybe Rick can put so much pressure on Kieran that he goes wide.
And also, Veric has just gone purple in Sector 1.
Oh, nice.
So I think that can tell how much he's going to push on these dries. Because whoever gets the fastest lap before the wet period, that's it. You can't get any more.
That's, at the moment, it's Kieran. With a
it's Kieran who's got it, but I think Veric wants it. Someone's just said, do I hear disqualification? I'm assuming that's aimed at Musical Gamer in 17th. But yellow flag in Sector 3, that is for TSM, I believe.
He's spun.
He is spun. As Musical Gamer is going to get lapped here by the leaders. But I think actually Kieran's going to get a little bit of DRS here from Musical Gamer. He doesn't. As Veric is going to gain even more. The rain is still falling. No fastest lap, however. So I think actually Kieran might have it. There's so many penalties. Yep. As TSM retires from the session. What does this mean?
He retired on track, didn't he?
I think
and on a dangerous position as well.
He did. So actually, this could potentially be a safety car. This would really liven up the race if there was a safety car right now. But I don't think it is, because the safety car would have been called by now. So I think it's been. I think it's all right to keep on racing. It is all right to keep on racing. There's no safety car needed. The car's been removed from the track.
Let's see if Velocity is all over the back of Jamie now.
For P6 he is, actually, because they've extended. Gal, surprisingly, is up into P7. Because I believe someone might have pitted. No, they haven't pitted. That's just Gal making moves up into P7. So very good stuff from him. But Velocity, obviously, he's on the mediums. Jamie on the softs. So tyre wear is going to start to kick in around about now.
Yeah, those softs probably have at their best days. And now the medium runners are on advantage.
They probably are. As Velocity is on literally... He could start pushing Jamie. He is that close.
Yeah. And he's going to get DRS now.
And he's going to get probably the overtake done here. As we're right on board here with Velocity. As he's going to go for the move on Jamie. Jamie parks his car in the middle of the track. But obviously because it's just so wide, long straight, Yami can't do anything as he slots in behind him. As Velocity makes the move pretty easy. And he goes into turn 1 ahead and up into P5.
Yeah, that's a nice move. Solid move. Kept it clean.
And Yami tries for a switchback, but Velocity knows what he's doing here. As Yami, again, he could go for DRS whilst it's still available. As Duracell overtakes Wackney for P9. And there's a yellow flag in Sector 1. That's a Haas. That's Musical Gamer. As someone's put in the chat, go Velocity, go for the Alpines.
Oh, and Musical Gaming is blocking Moose. He got lapped by Moose.
As Musical Gamer's gone into Inters, that's why. Musical Gamer's gambled and gone into Inters, and it's not the correct gamble.
Not
right
yet.
now. He was trying to do a Jarno Opmir and severely failed. As also, may I just say, Obscure is also on the Inters. They think it's correct time to switch. And as Toxin is a second down on this time on the soft. So I don't think it's time for Inters yet, but it will be soon.
Yeah.
As may I just say also, Yami is coming into the box. Yami might be in for Inters here. Let's see what Yami's pitch, and Toxin's also pitting. Is it time for Inters?
They're going for Inters.
They're both going for Inters. Both Inters. Is it time for Inters, do they say? Because the gamble could work here.
We should probably get a message soon that DRS gets disabled.
It should, and that's when everyone should be pitting for Inters. But to be fair, Jakob's only 3/10 slower in Sector 1 than his personal best.
Yeah.
So actually, I'm not sure if it's time for Inters yet, to be honest. As Wackney is going to go for a move here on Duracell, sends it up the inside. He's going to probably keep the move as Duracell backs out, and Wackney makes a very good position up into P7. Sends it really up there. But the question is, are the front runners going to pit? No, they're not. They're staying out again. I thought Varek might have pitted there. But he's not, as Kieran only goes 9/10 slower than his personal best, and Varek's only a second slower than his personal best, so I think it's not time for Inters just yet.
Duracell has been looking to overtake Wackney. Wackney is on low ERS.
And on the other notes, Jakob's going to go look for a move here on Josh as he goes down the inside into turn 1. Lovely move there, and Josh is going to look to come back at him here on the soft, maybe into turn 3. He has a little look, forcing Jakob into mistake, but Jakob's not going to go into a mistake that easily.
Rick actually received a 3-second time penalty, and Duracell is boxing now for Inters as well. And he got a 5-second for speeding in the pit lane.
Wackney's up to P6, obviously, because Gao, I think, is also pit for Inters.
Most of the grid are most of the races are boxing now.
Yeah, I want to see what the leader's doing, as there is a spin. It's an Aston Martin. It is Obscure is out of the session.
Oh no!
He's crashed out. This could potentially be a safety car, I think. If it's a safety car, this could be the time to pit. As Obscure's also left, and the Haas of Musical Gamer has been lapped again. I think that's actually the second time he's been lapped.
Let's see if Kieran decides to box now. He's
not. Rick is also deciding not to box. Let's see about...
Rick has received a 3-second time penalty.
He has. That was for exceeding track limits, I believe. Is Jakob going to pit? Jakob's staying out. Josh is coming in, however. Josh believes the time is right for Inters on lap 15.
Velocity stays out as well.
I'm not sure. I think it's very much a mix right now. I think if you're on the softs, you really should be coming in for Inters, because your softs are so dead, and obviously, you know, it's going to be so hard out there. So maybe just maybe, we'll see a few gambles paying off about now.
What do you think? Moose actually cruising around in P7 now.
I didn't even notice that, as Josh is coming for Inters. This is on the medium. Wax on hard. He's on mediums. Varric is on the mediums. Toxin's got a 3-second penalty. And I believe also the Alpine of Delta had a moment, he did, at turn 8. And Delta is on the hards. So, we're going to ride on board.
Velocity.
For him. None of the leaders coming again. So, they don't think it's right yet for Slicks. As Jakob is very close with his fuel. He's pretty much on the borderline of underfueling.
Oh wow. He needs to save some fuel then.
He really does before the end of the
Otherwise he
race, because
might
that
be...
could really hit him hard at the end of the
Yeah.
race. As Velocity obviously in P4, only 3.5 seconds.
A safety car would be good now for
It,
Jacobos.
do you know
So
what?
we
We
can
haven't
save
seen a
some
safety car
fuel.
yet, and we're almost. I think we're pretty much near. We are actually, technically, as soon as he gets halfway through this lap, we are half distance through this race. So could we see
Yeah.
a race without any safety cars?
Yeah, unfortunately we had two people who DNF'd.
That's very
Obscure
obviously
and
very unfortunate for them.
DSM.
To be fair, Kieran's still going strong on the mediums, and I believe Yami's on the inters, and he's not having such a great time. So I don't think it's the correct time to pit for inters as of yet.
I think the engineers of Red Bull and McLaren have passed the information. The weather is probably in favor of the soft runners or of the
But
slick runners.
speaking of Red Bull engineers, Toxin's in again for
And he
slicks.
received a penalty.
It's for slicks. Toxin is in for slicks.
Boxing for slicks.
He is boxing for hards. So they do not think it's interweather yet down at Red Bull. So I'm assuming what they've done is they've tried it out with Toxin, and if the pace increases, they're going to box Kieran. I think that's the Red Bull plan here.
Interesting strategy, yeah.
Very interesting, but to be honest, it's working as of far, because Kieran and Verick haven't lost any time.
No, and definitely Varric still within 1 second. And we still haven't received the message that DRS has been disabled. So
it's actually not. So technically, the game isn't saying that it's technically not good enough for inters yet, because that's really when you should be boxing, when DRS has been disabled. As Yami's down in 14th, there's a yellow flag in sector 1. It's for a McLaren of, I believe, Wackney. He might have had a little bit of a moment there, but nothing too bad, because it hasn't been a significant time lost.
Wackney on 16 lap old hards. He will be looking for a one-stop, probably box for softs at the end of the race.
Yellow flag in sector 2. There's it's Jammy and Duracell. They've come together at turn 8. They've taken each other with them, and Yami gets a 5-second penalty.
Do they have damage? That's the question now.
I don't believe they do.
I think their wings are fine, yeah.
I think they are as well. But I think the correct decision right now is to be on slicks.
Yeah.
In my opinion. But as it stands, Kieran will be the driver's champion. Even if he doesn't win and he's the driver's champion, we will still interview him after the race. For obvious reasons. And we'll obviously interview the winner of the race after the race. But at the minute, we will be interviewing Kieran as not only a winner, but as a driver's champion. Yami is prone to accelerate, i.e. Brazil, by Darren T. Anderson. I mean, most drivers are prone to accelerate. As Moose comes into the box, what tyre is he going on to? It's another set of slicks, I believe. It's softs. So he's going to go. He's going to go for the medium soft strategy.
I think Darren T. Anderson in the comment section on the channel is Endo, if I'm correct.
It might be. I'm going to assume
he's a Red Bull driver.
He is. He is the official Red Bull driver. Toxin has taken his place for this weekend because he's celebrating his anniversary. Congratulations on your anniversary, by the way. I haven't said myself.
Yeah, congratulations, man.
But yeah. Only 3/10. Well, it was only 3/10 between Verick and Kieran. Kieran's done very well under the pressure from Verick. It's been pretty much relentless. To Verick. Darren T. Anderson has just said, "Don't tell me it's my car and not the driver."
Actually, take a look at the percentage of ERS that Verick has left. He has 90% left.
That he could use that all on the main straight, because technically still DRS hasn't been disabled, so he can still use DRS on the main straight. Someone else has also put accidents, Matt Reed. Don't know how that's happened, but I will read. Don't worry. I will read and look at the same time. I'll try to multitask as best as I can.
Oh, and the Ferrari has gone wide. Is that Yummy?
That is Yummy. Yammy's the only Ferrari, as he's gone on to slicks, and it's not worked for him. I don't think. As will any of the leaders box? Kieran. Oh, Kieran
no.
almost went in, and I think Varek was going to follow him in.
Yeah, I think as well. Rick wants to box on the same lap as he does.
I think he does as well, because I don't think he wants to respond any earlier or later. But you can see the rain now going onto the track and making marks on the track. So maybe it's the time to switch to slicks. It says a yellow flag in sector 1. It's, I believe, the Haas of Musical Gamer. As Tobias gets a 3-second penalty.
Oh, and that's Delta who spun on the start-finish straight.
That's quite unfortunate. He's on the hard tyres, so he's going to be hopefully just waiting it out for the rain, to be honest. Still, it's only 5 tenths between Varric and Kieran. And
it's been within 1 second for the whole race so far, so
it has been, and Kieran has done extremely well to not have any pressure really on his shoulders by Varric, but Varric's putting on relentless pressure.
And Rick has 100% ERS. He's completely full. His battery is fully charged.
He does, because he has so much time, and so does Kieran. They both have 100% ERS.
Yeah,
they've both been saving. Both been saving. Will any of them pit this lap? Kieran's in and so's Varric. Both of the leaders are in. It's the battle of the pit stops. None of them speed in the pit lane, which is good. There's no penalties. What are they boxing for? That is the question. Kieran's onto softs.
Oh, and Rick is on inters.
We're going for 2 different strategies. One thinks it's time for inters, and one thinks it's still good for dries. This could change the entirety of the race, as Jakob leads by very closely by, I believe, by Toxin, who's trying to unlap himself. But is it the time for slicks? Sorry, for inters? Or do you think it's still time for slicks?
At the moment, I still think slicks have the advantage. Maybe I didn't pay attention, but I didn't
look already at the gap. It's 2.1 seconds between Kieran and Varric.
I didn't see the message yet that DRS has been disabled, so slicks still have the advantage for now. But maybe
no, I haven't seen it either, to be fair, actually.
No, exactly. So maybe if DRS gets disabled now, Rick is in a prime position.
Someone has just said Lando Norris in Sochi vibes. So, actually, this could be potentially Lando Norris in Sochi vibes. Refusing to go onto the inters. But I think the slicks are the right choice right now, as it's 4 seconds between Kieran and Varric. And he's only 2 seconds behind his championship rival, Jakob. 3-second penalty for Toxin.
And Rick right now is the only car on track who is on inters. So, did he or did his engineers make the wrong decision here?
They might have. We'll see if Varric maybe comes into the box this lap. Will he or will he stay out another lap? As Jakob is into the box. Varric staying out. But the question is, what is Jakob going on to? Is he going on to dries or is he going on to the inters? Musical Gamer gets a 10-second penalty. Just to let you know, Jakob is on the slicks.
And Musical has 20 seconds penalties now. So he's definitely on the edge of getting disqualified now.
Very much. And actually, Varric on slicks can help Jakob. Because if the slicks are faster, Jakob's only 4.5 seconds behind Varric.
Yeah.
So Wackney gets a 10-second penalty.
What
a yellow flag in sector 3. It's for Musical Gaming. What's happened there with Wackney though? How's he got a 10-second penalty? And
I have no idea. I did not see where it happened.
Nor did I. As a final flame arc, he's had a little bit of a moment. And Delta's also had a moment.
Oh, gaming!
Oh, Musical Gaming! We've just caught that on stream. He's out of the session. It's not in a dangerous position. It might be.
This might be.
It's a VSC. It's a virtual safety car. Will it be a full course safety car? That's the question. Because Rick could pit here technically, and it would be a free pit stop. So is the smart decision to pit for slicks? No, Rick staying out. He still believes that Inters are the best. As Josh overtakes his teammate under the safety car. As Toxin also gets a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings. Quickly, whilst we're under the safety car, let's look at the penalties. 3 seconds for Rick and Velocity, 13 seconds for Wackney, 9 seconds for Tobias and Moose, 3 seconds for Josh, 6 seconds for Final Flame, 17 seconds for Toxin, 6 seconds for Gal, 8 seconds for Jammy, 3 seconds for Duracell, and 12 seconds for Delta.
So the only 2 drivers at the moment that have kept it penalty free are Kieran and Jacobo.
Very, very convenient, as Toxin almost loses it at turn 8. We are back racing. I've only just realised we are back racing. And for some reason, Jacob is only 13 seconds behind Varick.
And in the meanwhile, the safety car, the virtual safety car has ended. And,
it has.
Jude and Duracell have both picked up the drive-through penalty.
And on another note, Velocity is only 1.6 seconds behind Jacob. As Delta has spun at the last corner. And on another note, there could be a potential overtake. The 2 Alfa Romeos squabbling.
Oh, careful, Velocity. Alright. Crawling back
Final
into the
Flame. Oh, the 2 Alfa Romeos touch.
Oh no, that's not what you want to do.
As FC Delta has retired, and that's in a very dangerous position on the main straight.
He retired in the pit lane. I was on board with him.
Oh right, yeah. I thought he might have gone on the main straight, but it actually wasn't. As Toxin serves his drive-through, he's out on P11. But on other notes, 2 Alfa Romeos still squabbling for position.
At the moment, Josh should have the advantage. He's on softs.
People are saying show tyres. I will show you the tyres. Do not worry. I'm a nice engineer. So there you go. There are the tyres. Varick is the only person on Inters. He still thinks that the Inters can work. Wackney on 23 lap-old hards.
Wow, he has not boxed yet.
He's not. And Tobias boxed, but very early.
He is the only car that hasn't stopped yet.
Yeah, people are saying Malone. I'm not going to lie, I don't know what that means.
I have no clue either.
When you're saying Malone, because there's no one in here called Malone. You said Malone again. That means nothing to me. People are saying go Velocity, go. Velocity's a fan favourite here. In P4, we'll cut to him actually. 2.9 seconds, 3 seconds now, behind Jacobo. Obviously, he's got everything to do. But as it stands, Kieran is 16 seconds ahead and is going to win the Drivers' Championship. We only have 3 laps to go.
I was about to say, look at the gap that Kieran pulled from Rick.
It's almost a full pit. Well, if he comes out, he's going to be ahead of Jacobo.
Rick would be very disappointing now that he's on the Inters.
It would be. But I think this just makes Kieran's job a lot easier. He was messaging me actually before the race was Kieran, saying he was very, very nervous, and I had to reassure him that just go do what you do usually and bot out on the track, and you'll be fine. And he's fine.
That is exactly how it looks now.
Wackney's made his stop, and it's for softs, so he's going to be electric.
So everyone has stopped now.
Everyone has stopped. Tobias is on the oldest tyres with, I believe it's 18 lap old. It is 18 lap old mediums. Which he's going to try go to the end on. And Wackney, could he try pull a 10-second gap? But he's got an angry moose behind him.
An angry moose.
An angry moose. There you go. That's the fun. That's the humour you've got to deal with when you commentate with me. As Moose now.
Did you actually realise Moose made up 9 positions so far? He's in P7
he has.
now.
He could potentially actually be in shout for Driver of the Day, and obviously Driver of the Day today is our vote. So we decide. That's what I like about commentating. We get to decide driver of the day. Feels like such a privilege. So just keep that in your head. Yellow flags in sector 2 and 3. That's Jammy. In the Ferrari. He's spun round. He's the wrong way. You don't particularly want to be driving that way, Jammy. That'll get you to a disqualification. As Moose, the angry Moose, is behind Wackney. Let's hope that Wackney doesn't whack the angry Moose. That's a funny joke. Very funny joke.
You're on point, mate.
There you go. That's why I'm such a valuable asset to the league. For my amazing jokes. Jammy's got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. And Josh is pitted. Very odd. He's in a good position.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Don't know why he's pitted. Maybe his softs were going. I'm assuming he's going to pit for another set. So Jammy's pitting for a set of inters. I see inters.
Inters? Interesting strategy.
Jammy is pit. Wait, he's taking his penalty, but I believe that is inters. As Josh is going to come out. What tire is he going to come out on? Is he going to come out on inters potentially?
Inters as well, yeah. Inters.
They think it's time for inters. Well, if the gamble happens, the gamble could pay off. But
this is interesting.
Another thing, Kieran was 2 seconds slower than his personal best in Sector 1.
So yeah,
now could be the time for intermediates.
How long is a pit stop around here? Do you know that?
I'm going to estimate 25 seconds. That's usually it.
Yeah. So if Kieran decides to box now for
he's going to be P2 still.
Yeah, Rick's going to overtake him, but Rick has the 3-second penalty.
He does. To be honest, even if Rick does overtake Kieran will still be drivers champion as it stands, as long as he's ahead of Jacob.
Yeah, that is
and
true.
He has the fastest lap as well, so that will give him an extra point.
And the fastest lap will not be taken away from him anymore.
No, not a chance.
And
Rick gets another.
Seconds.
Speaking of Rick's penalties, we have another 3-second penalty for Rick. Kieran's not boxing, as
Total.
pretty much everyone has a full battery of ERS.
Duracell 3 seconds as well.
Duracell and P13 has got a 5-second penalty, but I think this has got to be a record for the most laps without a safety car.
Yeah, if this race finishes.
Very
so far,
clean.
lap
Very
28,
clean.
only a VSC.
We said 1 or 2. I don't think we're even going to get 1.
Yeah.
Because the safety cars will stop at lap 31, so they'll stop with 3 laps to go. There's still a possibility, but I don't think it's going to happen.
I don't think it's going to happen either, but you can really see Kieran struggling.
He is struggling, but obviously I don't think he
grip.
wants to pit because he wants to win on track.
Yeah.
But to be honest, if he pits, he's still going to be ahead of Jakob. But it's literally just on who's to pit.
And so far, Kieran and Jakob are both the only drivers that have not gotten a penalty yet.
No, so I think they're just keeping it on the track.
Even in the rain.
People's just put bruh, race is clean when I'm not there, and someone else has put rip the safety cars.
Oh, someone spun.
Who's that? That is
Duracell? Yeah, it's Duracell.
I think it is Duracell. It's no damage though. So Kieran's staying out for another lap. Varric, obviously he's being reeled in. There's before there's. Oh no! Final flames. Just he's overtaken the angry moose. As the angry moose, he's gonna be actually angry about that. He's braking extremely late, his moose.
He's on 9-lap old softs.
It's very hard to not call him the angry moose now. As final flame is right behind Wackney, and this could be a very strong P6 for Alfa Romeo.
As in the comments, Jetpack says, "Bruh, race is clean when I'm not there."
Yeah, exactly. I saw that. I didn't actually know it was Jetpack.
Yeah.
Because I don't know many people's YouTube channels. In Div 1. Obviously, only a few laps to go. But on another note, Varric is gaining about a second a lap on Kieran.
Yeah, definitely.
It's not going to do much.
Inters are definitely stronger now, but the gap is just too big.
Yeah, Kieran's just pulled out too much.
So who do you think is going to be driver of the day if the standings are going to be like this?
If it stays as it is, I'm gonna give me 2 seconds to examine. I'm gonna
I'll
say.
be answering the hard questions.
You know what? I'm asking you all the hard questions. You're asking me the hard question. So there's there's 4 actually I can consider. So Moose, he's gained the most positions. Wackney's gained the second most. Velocity's gained the third most. And obviously for moral reasons, Kieran, because he's going to be the drivers' champion.
Yeah. For
So
moral reasons, Kieran.
I'm gonna say it's one of those 4. We'll decide at the end of the race, because obviously anything can happen. We can't decide it yet. We'll decide on the last lap. But if it stays as it is, I'm gonna go with Moose.
The Angry Moose.
The Angry Moose. I'm gonna go with the Angry Moose. As Final Flame is got a lot more grip on the mediums than the softs of Wackneys. Hopefully he doesn't whack him off the track.
I'm also struggling. I was thinking Moose or Tobias, because Tobias actually spanning like lap 1 or 2, and he's now.
I forgot
back
about.
in
Do you know
P5.
what? I've completely forgot about Tobias. Had such a strong qualifying, spun on lap 1, went down to P15, and just done nothing the entire race. And also, it's like also the man in P11, Gal. We haven't talked about him at all. He's had nothing to do.
Yeah, just cruising around.
He's cruising
Bring it
around,
home.
not really doing much, has nothing to do. I haven't seen Tobias at all. Ooh.
And Yummy currently P12. Duracell P13. They lost a lot of positions.
Well, at least Yami hopefully won't make it 14 Fs in a row. But it will probably be 4 pointless finishes in a row.
Oh, he's boxing.
Yami.
Yami's boxing.
Is he gonna?
He's probably gonna.
He might try fastest lap.
Yeah, box for sauce.
Yeah, to be honest, and he has nothing. He has nothing to lose.
Yeah, he can simply take away a point from Kieran.
He can. Maybe this could be helping out his friend Jakob, but I don't think it's gonna do much. As again, Kieran is gaining the gap to Veric by a second. People are putting "Come on, Kieran!" Hashtag Kieran for the win. Oh no, the hashtags have started again. I thought I was away from them.
Oh. They haunt you, man.
They were with me last week. They were with me in Div 3 on Thursday, and they're with me today. I don't like hashtags. Alright? Unless it's on TweetGen, then just don't. People are saying show penalties. I might show penalties from nice, but because I am nice. Wackney's got a 23-second penalty. He's got the most penalties right now. So at the minute, actually, Wackney's going to go down a few positions. So is Moose. So actually, I don't know about driver of the day for Moose. So actually, a strong contender of the driver of the day may be the man who won in Singapore.
Velocity.
Velocity. Made up about 6 positions. He's made up 6 positions. Got a 3-second penalty. Done a few good overtakes. There you go. Someone's just put hashtag. Like actually hashtag and then the word hashtag. You're not funny. Someone puts the hashtags are back to haunt you. They are indeed. And then someone put hashtag boo.
Now everyone's just hashtagging us.
Everyone's hashtagging because they know I don't like it. You may like it, Paranoid, but I do not like hashtags. I'll tell you that now. I find them absolutely pointless. But on other notes, Jacobo is going to make a move on Veric for P2.
Oh my god.
And he's done it. Because there is no more rain. So actually, Yami could get a fastest lap here. It's possible. Because the rain has completely stopped. And Final Flame is going to go for a move on the final lap on Wackney.
So it has been raining for like the majority of the race, and it was never the moment to pit for Inters.
It's not. And do you know what? Actually, just to give him the credit he deserves, I'm gonna ride on board with Kieran for this lap. I said to him I'm gonna go berserk, if he wins the championship, and I'm not going to give up on that promise, as Varric has spun. Is Varric, and he's barely getting his big Velocity's in P3.
Velocity in P3? How many seconds does Velocity have?
Only 3 seconds. Only 3 seconds.
So he will stay P3.
He will. What a race from Velocity. A win and then a podium. Actually, a podium, then a win, then a podium.
Yeah, that would be my driver of the day as well.
I think it's going to be the driver of the day. But obviously, I'm going to cut it to Kieran. Kieran has had so many setbacks this year. So many hard-fought moments. He's been so dominant. And do you know what? The least he could deserve right now is me saying to him that he is coming through the final corner to win in Portimao and win the Drivers' Championship in Formula V. He deserves it so much. Jacopo, we can't take anything away from him. He's been a valiant competitor, but there's nothing like Kieran. He's in a league of his own. No one else even comes close to him. It's like he's a Ferrari and everyone else is a Fiat 500. That's what I've got to say to that. Honestly, that man is in a league of his own. He's like a robot. He's been built like a machine. People are saying congratulations to Kieran on becoming Div 1 Season 2 Drivers' Champion. That's the release you can do. You deserve it so much, Kieran.
Congratulations, man.
From myself and Paranoid, we've been very honoured to commentate on this race. But Josh has the last laugh, steals the fastest lap in P9.
Oh my god.
It's not all smiles all around for Kieran, not a 26-point win. It's a 25-point win. Still, the Drivers' Championship is his. Congratulations, Kieran, obviously. That's the least I could say. I knew you could do it.
Look at Rick, he's actually P4 now.
He is. He's overtaken Tobias on the line. But what is the position going to be on track?
I think it's going
Velocity,
to be P4 as well.
Well done. You've just typed in the chat. Moose, no, sorry. You've done a very valiant effort, Moose, but this is the first time. I disagree with the game a lot. I'm going to again. Moose, you're not the driver of the day. Velocity is the driver of the day. And I'm gonna quickly pull Kieran into the party. He's an angry moose. I'm sorry, Moose, for making you angry. I actually cannot get Kieran in here, so I'm gonna have to quickly just invite you. Sorry, not invite you. Tell him to join. Yeah, just but all the emotions are probably gonna be flooding out of Kieran now. Yeah. Obviously, we are gonna have to get Kieran in. Kieran is in the party. Kieran, congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations, man.
Thank you.
Again, I asked you this earlier. I'm gonna ask you it again. How do you feel now that you're the Drivers' Champion of Formula V Season 2 Division 1?
It's definitely. I don't know. I'm speechless. To be fair, like it's been great all season, and the battles that I have been having on track, like when possible, have been like great, and it just made it way more better. And today's race, it was just so stressful. Like I had the engineer telling me to, he was telling me to box for intermediates, and then I was like, and then he was telling me that it was going to dry off in 10 minutes. So I was like, I can stick this out. So.
To be honest,
it's been like really stressful. But
today we both said you didn't put a foot wrong all day, and to be honest, from us, you've deserved it obviously because you've won every single race you've started, bar Singapore. You've been pretty much in a league of your own. I've compared it as you're a Ferrari and everyone else is a Fiat 500. That's how I sort of compared it. But obviously, I think the emotions are all flooding out. And obviously it's Paranoid here as well. Oh, I think as Paranoid's here as well, it makes it more of a special occasion because
Yeah.
you don't. It's not often that you get Paranoid here. As soon as I got the message, I was
Yeah.
kind of got smacked the Paranoid wanting to commentate with me. But
I didn't
know-
want to miss this, man.
no,
Yeah.
you know what? I would happily let Paranoid commentate with me anytime. Obviously, Kieran, we're probably going to let you go away now, celebrate.
Okay,
But just
thank
one final thing. The nerves didn't get to you. I said to you that just keep doing your thing, keep smashing it,
Yeah.
and you're going to win the championship. And what do? You smashed it and you won
Yeah.
the championship.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Cheers, cheers up with Rebels and bottoms up, I think, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
There's probably going to be a little party tonight. Double winner at Portugal today in your own league and in Formula V. We're going to let you go now, Kieran.
Thank you.
For...
Thanks for interviewing me and being so nice as well. So
It's all right. Don't worry. Yeah, just yeah.
bit
See you in
paranoid.
See you in a bit, Kieran.
Yeah,
And
man.
that is going to be it for the Formula V Portuguese Grand Prix. It's not often that I get to say this, but from myself and Paranoid, it has been an honour to commentate to you all. Hope you guys have enjoyed. Obviously, click the subscribe button to see more races like this. Also, click the notifications button to make sure that you know when we go live for future references. And yeah, congratulations, Kieran. And now the next step for Red Bull is to win the Constructors' Championship. Paranoid, is there anything
Exactly.
you'd like to say?
Yeah, definitely strong driver from Kieran. I'm looking forward to the next race. Although the drivers' championship has been decided, the constructors are just well, definitely not finished yet. So looking forward for the next one.
100%. That's going to be the end of the stream, guys. From myself and Paranoid, we've had a very fun time. And I hope to see you guys in a little bit. Thank you and good night.